computer. Alrighty, welcome everybody to another edition of the Thirsty Thursday Lotto. I am Chris, aka No Risk, No Premium. Today is the 13th day of the 2022 calendar year. Wow. Yeah. So, oh wait, hold on. I got some people coming in still. Jonathan says my coffee doesn't taste right after the Rona. Man, you got to fix that, bro. I'm sure that'll probably come back. Hopefully, hopefully you don't get just sick, or hopefully it comes back and it's not permanent. Well, what the fuck happened, guys? I mean, it's been a fucking roller coaster. If we just take a look in here, I mean, just look at this fucking volatile. I mean, look at these swings too. And this is just the SPY, right? This is the ETF. I mean, when you're going 473 down to 448, up to 473, down to 450, then up to 479, then down to 458. Okay, these are massive, massive swings. Somebody in the chat today was like, how come we're not swinging stuff like we used to? And and I go, does this look like swing friendly? I mean, look at this. Chop, 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 chop. This is not 2020. Okay. This is not buy the bottoms and then you hold forever and it'll go crazy. This is not that environment. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay. So that's why I'm not trading that way. A lot of people are probably like, well, Chris, you used to call out more plays. I did, because there was a lot more things that I liked. But now everything seems to get rug pulled, right? We're just in and out. I like to be in and out. I don't want to fucking spend any more time in there than I have to. And it only takes one trade a day. I alerted 2 trades today. You could have taken either one, made an insane amount of money, and been done. Except I have people in the chat that are saying, oh, I didn't make money, or oh, I overtraded, or oh, I broke my rules. Those lessons are going to be the toughest lessons. The most expensive lessons are the toughest lessons. All right. We got a few people coming in right now, guys. Go ahead and just mute yourself. So with that being said, this is still a smash and grab environment. All right. This is not a environment where you can swing anything. Okay. You do not swing everything in this environment. That is not what you do. Okay. Great stock. We love it. Lots of upside. But look, it hasn't shown us anything here. Okay. We love this stock, but look, hasn't shown us anything. Okay. All of those, all of those fun SPACs that we had. You see all these? You see what I'm changing to? You guys picking up my drift? They're all getting sold the fuck off. Okay. I just want to make another point here too. We've got huge tech stocks under the 200-day moving average. Okay. The only really tech stocks that are leading us is Apple. Okay. And NVIDIA. And even those off of their highs. Okay. Like NVIDIA. It's 80 points off its high. Over 20% off its high. AMD, 30 points off its high. Okay. But we're near all-time high. What does that mean? What does that mean? Right? That's what you need to ask yourself. If these stocks are way off their high and our indice is sitting near the all-time high, which it was, 470s, we're 8 points off the high. That's pretty close, right? What does that mean? That means something's going on. Okay, something's going on. So you don't want to get caught bag holding. So what is this environment? We fucking stick and move. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Stick and move, smash and grab. That's it. Okay, that is it. That is what we do. We do not swing anything. We do not hold anything too long right now. This has definitely been a smash and grab. And it's been this same environment for weeks now. I mean, honestly, probably if we go back to SPY, it's been this for months. When was this? 11. Right? November. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, now back down, right? What does this mean? This means you do not swing. This whole fuckery that went on from the COVID, this straight line, that's called a swing. That's called very much bullish momentum, bullish bull run. Okay. You look at it on the daily where that area was, huge bull run. Then we finally started seeing some around September, October, and then now we're in it. Now we're in the where the fuck, what happens next? I don't fucking know what happens. I wish I knew what happens. If I knew what happened, I would be so fucking rich. I would not be doing this for a living anymore. Okay. I still love you guys. I would trade with you, but this would not be what I do for a living. Okay. We get massive CPI number and they buy it up. Nothing makes sense. So stop trying to be right and just do right by making money. Okay. Stop trying to be right about everything and just do right by making money. That's called trading. What the fuck is in front of you? That's it. It's so simple. I tried to tell you guys that today. It's very simple. You just trade what is right in front of you. Okay. And then we're going to do very well. It was very simple today. What did I say in my message this morning? Okay. I said what? Oh shit. Sorry. My mouse is fucking up now all of a sudden. All right. So this is the S&P futures. You guys know I like to watch the S&P futures. What did I say today? I said if we don't get through where? 47.40. I mean, here, I'll just go to it. This whole thing, I literally gave you guys the breakdown. We have to break 47.40 to the upside or 4,700 to the downside to have a trend break or continuation. I mean, it's right here. It's right here. And then I still have people coming in going, what are we playing? What's going on? What are we doing? I spent the time to make the trade plans. I spent the time to do all that for you guys. And then you come in and ask, what are we doing? We're not doing anything. You should be doing something specific to you. But I gave you the plan. I said, if we don't get through, we're going to go down and we're going to test 4,700. And if 4,700 breaks, it's probably going to go lower. And look what happened, right? You guys have to plan your trade and trade the plan. No setup, no trade. Okay. You guys, we have to be very, very disciplined in that fashion. Okay. I don't want to start off the call like that, but it's needed to be said because no one else on FinTwit, not your mom, not your wife is going to say, oh, it's okay, honey. Everything's all right. No, it's not all right. Okay. It's not all right. Losing money is not okay. It's not fun. That's your hard-earned money. We're not doing that. Okay. And we're not doing it. And if we do it because a trade doesn't work out that we planned and executed to the plan. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you buy at support at a level that you saw and it didn't work out. Okay. But if you're just buying to buy, like in this fuckery yesterday, we said 47.40 yesterday too. Then I said if 4,700 holds, we'll be good. And then this fucking fuck in here, this fuckery, this was some bullshit in here. If you over traded this, you got clapped. I mean, clapped. Okay. That is not what you want to trade. Okay. So I want to start off the call that way to say, listen, we have to plan. Do you think professional athletes don't just walk in the building and go, who we playing tonight? Cool. What's up, coach? Throw us the ball. Let's go. They spend hours watching film, hours preparing their body. They do so much stuff in preparation before the actual clock ticks that they actually go out there and make their money. They do all this stuff that they don't get paid for before they go make their money to prepare to make their money realistically. You have to take trading and think about it the same way. This is a profession. If you go to work and you don't plan out your workday, do you have a productive workday? Probably not. Back when I was working a corporate job, I was in a sales job. So it was basically as good as I was as my job, that's how much I was getting paid. I could have made $50,000 a year or $1 million a year. The choice was up to me. So I found out the more prepared I was going into the workday, the better I was going to be off. And when I got my shit together and figured out the more prepared I am, the more I get done, the more I make, I started making a lot of fucking money. So the more you prepare and the more you execute you execute after you prepare, the more money you will make. Dylan is the perfect example, guys. He trades for 1 hour in the morning, and I'm pretty sure he's made more than most of everybody in the Discord. He got in and out on NVIDIA calls this morning for a pretty nice profit, and then it cratered. But he still made money on the calls because he executed the plan. And then he was done for the day. He was done. So look, if you missed this drop today, there was no need in chasing it. I only made 2 trades, and one of them, it got a little funky on me, so I actually cut it. And I cut it because one of my rules said, if I question my trade, then I sell instantly because I've lost confidence in my trade plan. So I just sell. So I cut it at even. I got lucky. I cut it even. But the first trade, I mean, look, if I would have held it all the way through. But I didn't even fuck around in all this fluff in here. Why? Because we said it could have got down to 465, which it did, which is about 46.50 ES. We said we could have got down there. But I wasn't going to hold through the fluff because anything could have been support at any time, right? We could have found some. So why? Let me just trade the plan that we had, take my profits, and now I'm done. And now tomorrow we're going to wake up and do the same thing because the action is the best in the morning. All right? Okay. With that being said, I'm the only one that's going to tell it to you guys straight because I fucking love you guys. All right? But we have to make sure that we are preparing for every single trade. Every single one. Okay? Every single one. Do not overtrade. That'll get you clapped. All righty? Okay. So what do we have? What do I want to show you? We've got this nice weekly chart. Okay? Pretty nice weekly chart. It's been following this trend line, right? Pretty fucking well, right? This is the 20-day moving average, yellow, right? Anytime we've dipped into it, we've bounced, right? Anytime we dipped into it, we bounced. We dipped into it here, bounced off the trend line, respectively. Dipped into it here, and we bounced off the trend line and off the 20-day. So now, what happens tomorrow? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. We could go and try and test 4,700 again tomorrow, or we can test the week's lows, right? We can test the week's lows, which is what? 456.60. It's pretty far down there. Now, what happened? What did we do here? What is this like? Why did we bounce to this level? I'll just say this. I was saying it yesterday. Someone else said it. We've got a left shoulder. We've got a head. And now we have a right shoulder forming, right? You guys are all seeing that, right? We have left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Do we get the just full-on crater tomorrow and try and test the, I mean, realistically, we would come and test this level again. 450.68-ish. I mean, 456.60-ish. We come and test this. Okay. We could very well and finish off this shoulder. Okay. I don't know though. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I do know one thing that is for sure going to happen. On Monday, the market is closed. Okay, a lot of people didn't realize it is Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, excuse me. And I'm about 1,000% sure
the market likes to dump on 3-day weekends.
There it is. Okay. Why would you hold over a long extended weekend? There it is. Monday, January 17th, right here. It's off. So long weekends we don't like because lots of things can happen over the weekend. That's an extra day that the market isn't open. And when the market isn't open, your money's at risk. Okay. Because it just takes one news article to come out and fuck everything up, right? So not only do we have that, now we've had immense selling. So are they just going to continue the selling into the weekend? Maybe. But like I said, we could fucking bounce. I don't know. I don't know. But if I am looking at any levels that I can try to give, do we get to the 50% Fibonacci extension? Possibly. Just looking at it here. That's 461. Okay. Maybe. What was the low of this day is pretty much that 462, 462.05. So about 50 cents off. That's not bad. The 61.8 level is big, and that's where I think it possibly could go 458 for sure. Okay, but I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. Okay, here's my, oh, I'm so scarce of you. Look where we went to too. Look what we held. We respected this. This is SPX. We respected the 61.8% fib retracement level. We actually respected the 78% level, but we held, meaning the body didn't close. Okay, so that's definitely like a bullish sign for when we had this swing up. We held it, but now it's the same thing. Okay, there's a lot of levels in here, but now it's the same thing. Where do we go? Where do we go? Okay, we have 46 for SPX, right? We have 46, 38, and underneath there, we're coming back to, we're pretty much coming back to this low here. I would say 45.80. Okay, if we get to selling. So what are we gonna do, right? What are we gonna do? I don't know which way we go tomorrow, but if I have any inclination of what could happen, it's probably gonna be a pop and fade. Okay, if we don't crater overnight in the futures. Okay, what the fuck is happening? Okay, here we go. So what am I looking at for tomorrow, right? Excuse me. What am I gonna look at for tomorrow? Well, I would love any sort of potential pop, right? Because we're now closed below the 50-day moving average. So do we pop back to the 50, about 46.80, right? And test it and then fail again? Maybe, I don't know. But if we do, I'm pretty much gonna load up everything underneath here. I'm gonna load them all up because I have no idea what's gonna happen in the morning. If we gap down, this whole call could be worthless. It could all be worthless. Okay. If we gap up, it could be worthless. This is only good for the close price that we're at. Okay. Oh shit. Yep. Okay. And then I'm gonna do 4,600. Okay, because I have no idea. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the call side. I'm gonna do the same thing for the call side because I like to look and say, what's going on with these premiums? What's happening? Okay, but I'm only gonna do it because I don't think we're that bullish to the upside. Okay, personally. But I'm gonna come in here and hit probably, yeah, the 46.80s because that's where the 50 days at. LOTTOS, perfect. All right. So with that being said, what happens tomorrow? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Hold on, we got some people that need to come in still. Sorry, they're late. It's okay, we're usually always late. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome. Go ahead and mute yourself as you come in. Okay, so I have all these already added because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I'm gonna be ready for whatever the fuck does happen. Okay. So far, futures are up a tad from the close, which is good, but I mean they really don't matter till the morning. But we have no idea. Okay, you guys know I'm gonna be playing the indices tomorrow because we've been playing it all week. We know how it moves very well. Now we have our levels set very well. Okay, so why would you trade something different? Okay, than you've been trading all week. Okay, but if we get a massive sell-off, like if we get a test of down here again, okay, I'm saying if. Wait, sorry, this is what I want to do. There are a couple other names that I do like. One of them being this one. If they sell this off, it's got another 100 points in it at least. Now, mind you, it had a 70, 80 point down day. That's a huge day. Same with this behemoth. Okay. This has a lot of room to come down. Look what's here. This is what I like about Google is you know that there's probably going to be a magnet attempt at this 2650. Now that's way down there. Okay. But Google could have a 50-point down day. Now, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm not going to, I mean, I can look in here and see what these premiums are telling us. Okay. And it might actually be good to look at what they were buying on the options chain. I want to see if they're buying anything specifically for tomorrow. Spread to the downside here. Oh, interesting. They're buying out the money. So so this is part of a spread. They must have probably bought these puts and sold the calls. But look when they bought them. This is what I like to see. I do like to see that they did buy these right before the close. Now I'm on Pacific Standard Time, obviously. So this is about 10 minutes before the close. I did like to see that they bought those when it was already probably at its lowest point too of the day. Okay, that's interesting to me. Now I do like to look what they were doing. Just in general, the biggest trade of the day. Wait, no, I don't want any series. Sorry. See, but they came in this morning and bought these January 3000s. That's interesting, but it's all part of a spread. So it's hard to tell. But they did. Wow, that's way out there. Look at this. Jesus. Interesting. So this is hard to tell what's going on as far as like tomorrow's concerned. But sometimes it does give us an inclination. But just know there's a ton of downside here. I'd say about 2,700 for sure on Google, and that's 70 points down. Could happen easily. Okay, and that's the same thing for Amazon. I would say easily could come down and test 31.20, right? Which is still 100 points down on Amazon. Now I love those too, but does anything fall forever? And also interesting here on Amazon, I do want to point out, we had the trend line here, right? You guys see this? It broke the trend down, then it went up and retested it, and then it's going back down, right? As most people, they would see all these down candles, and they start to try to play puts right here, and then get caught on this bounce when they could wait for a retest, and then right back down. Now, if you look here, Amazon, why I like Amazon as well, is it's so fucking close to a death cross. The 20 crosses the 50, the 20 crosses the 200. When the 50 crosses the 200, that is called a death cross. Okay. Usually, that means downside. I mean, it like confirms an actual downtrend. Okay. And if that is the case, right? If that is the case, just look at this weekly chart, okay? I mean, there's this level here at, I would say about 28, 2,900. Okay, that's the bottom of this range. If that breaks, I would say probably nothing going on until about 20. That's like, what, 700 points down? You guys see this? 2477. This is a long way down. If the market wants to get shifty, okay, if the market wants to get shifty and the rate hikes, right, and the Fed caught by clearing their balance sheet, okay, then get ready for some turbulence and some very possible downside, okay? That's one thing I want to put long on everyone's radar. We also have a huge squeeze going on here. I was showing you guys on the last call, okay? This TTM squeeze just shows an area of consolidation. Last time there was all this consolidation in here, right? Last time there was all this consolidation here. What do we have? This massive move up when we clicked green. Okay, the dot, it clicked green, and we had what? A fucking pretty much like a 600-point move. Huge. Now it looks like the same thing is going to happen to the downside. Right? And perfect timing, right? What's going on right now? All the rate hikes. Okay. The Fed ended tapering. Inflation's super high. Okay. There's huge talks of there being a lot of downside. How many stocks are under the 200-day moving average? That's what I want to tell you guys too. This is some homework. Go look at the S&P 500. Look at all the stocks inside the S&P 500 and tell me what percentage of them is underneath their 200-day moving average. By definition, if you're underneath your 200-day average, you're in a downtrend. If you're above your 200-day moving average, you're still in an uptrend. Okay. So the fact that I won't give the percentage, you guys go look it up. The majority of stocks are underneath their 200-day moving average tells you what? When the indices are at all-time highs. Something's going to give. Okay. You guys could put that one together. All right. But I do love Amazon for tomorrow. right? I do love it for tomorrow. If we sell off into the long weekend, very, very possible. I think Melski said it. Definitely like selling in the long day weekends. You guys are saying it in the chat, which is great. On the comments or in the chat here, you guys are saying like Kobe fadeable. Yeah, nice fadeaway. We could see very possible. Very, very possible. Shop. Damo was talking about shop today. Look at this fucking Jesus. I would say this is definitely somewhere it could go. And you saw someone bought the $1,000 puts today for tomorrow, I believe. I posted it in the chat. Someone bought them. I think they're like $2 or something like that, or $1. Yeah, they're $1 something. I think $1.80. That's a double already. Look at, and shop doesn't get a lot of volume, guys. Shop does not get a lot of volume. Okay, so that's a pretty decent amount. These are not cheap either, right? These aren't cheap options. So Shopify definitely wants to crater, but I also don't like the idea of chasing. I think I got him, Brian. I don't like the idea of chasing something that is so far down. I don't like the idea of chasing something that's so far up either, right? So let the market confirm, guys. Let it confirm. Okay. Let it show us it's going to sell tomorrow. Let it show us they're going to buy tomorrow. Okay. And we'll come out and we'll give you guys the pre-market levels too. Okay. So don't worry about that. But that's what I want to say is let the market tell you what it's going to do. Oops. Okay. It could easily come down, or do we bounce here? Do we bounce? I don't know. Nobody knows. If anyone tells you they know, they don't know. Okay, do not listen to them. Anything can happen tomorrow. But the sentiment is this. There is huge sentiment and huge sellers that came out of the woodworks today. Okay. And if we're just going to trade a technical pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay. Do we come down further? It seems like this shoulder width is a lot wider. This head width is a lot wider. So do they save it, right? Do we bounce and hold? Do we dip and bounce and hold and have a huge up day and then they sell? I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think we're going to break below the neckline though, right? Which is probably 450 to 455. That's like the neckline. I don't think we're going to break below that. I don't know if we're going to test it either, but we could. We could. No idea what's going to happen, okay? No idea. But guys, that's really all I have. If you guys want to drop a ticker or two, I don't want to do a whole ticker review right now because I want to stick to what we've been playing, what we know, and things that are going to move, right? Things that are going to move. I'll look. I know one of you guys probably want me to look at RBLX. Okay, this one has been I spy a gap way down here. I think Kapil was saying it the other day too, right? I spy a gap way down here. So just look at all this selling. And we actually have this crossover, this 2050 crossover, right? I mean, just look at the cues too. This is tech, guys. This is pretty much tech. I mean, 364, that's that's way down there. Okay. Everything to me is definitely looking like it is higher lows. You guys are noticing that. Definitely looks like higher lows. All right. NVIDIA looks like if it's down below 260, I would say 265, it's probably going to test yesterday's low. And underneath that, I would say about 240, like way down there, way down there. But like, it's hard to have that much continuation of selling too. I mean, it's happened before. Okay, you see these 4 days, but it doesn't happen when it's What did we drop today? 20 points almost. Where did we open? 285 almost. 260. That's 20 points already, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, you want to look at RBLX? We can look at RBLX. Roblox they're a gaming company. So listen, Pelosi's getting slaughtered right now. Okay, I know she's like the greatest trader of our generation or whatever you want to call it. But guys, does every chart just look the same? This huge fucking selling candle in a downtrend. I mean, all of them look the same. So everything's going to be the same. You need to confirm a break of either yesterday's lows, okay, or the most recent low. Okay, look how similar these charts look. I mean, look at this huge red candle, and it came off of a jump off a dip. I mean, the video. Dip, jump, rip down. I mean, same thing. So I would want to make sure that you can use this as a price target. Oh shit, sorry. As a price target, right? But you want to make sure you also get below it too. Now, Roblox to me looks like it wants to fill this. Oh, it did fill that gap. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, Roblox, I don't know. I think they're a trash company. I don't think they're really that good. I just know that they're like a gaming corporation, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like that's in a downtrend. But look, it's been kind of following this 20-day as it's been coming down underneath it, right? Can't get through it. Is there a pop tomorrow? I don't know. It's just been around long enough that there's a 200-day moving average. And we have our 1, 2, 3 day. We have 3 official days closed underneath it now with huge sellers here on this day, right? You guys see this purple line right here? The 200-day. This stock is brand new. Okay, they've barely been trading for 200 days, but it's below it, right? Roblox is the #1 revenue generator on Apple Store. So they sell like Apple or apps, like the App Store games or something like that. Something probably. Okay.
It's for like Xbox and PlayStation and all that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Like for kid games and like Lego, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I would probably target this level on Roblox, 76. That's probably my target. But you want to get through this level, whatever that 79.02, whatever that low is. You want to make sure you get through that to have that low happen. Now it's all metaverse shit. Oh, okay, makes sense. Okay, metaverse, good stuff. Yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, okay, somebody said JPM, so the banks. Oh, the banks are good because I'm talking about rate raise. So banks make more money on rate raise, and I'm pretty sure banks give dividends. So when people get in high inflation, they want put their money where it's safe. Banks are always going to be around. They're always going to pay a dividend. Oh, excuse me. I've been up since 4 a.m. All right. So what's going on here? Well, it looks like big resistance right here, 169. It can't seem to get through that. Okay, which happened to be when it tried to pop back up to the 20-day. I mean, yeah, I would probably look just to see. I mean, tomorrow, if you're gonna play it for Lottos tomorrow, I mean, I don't even know. I don't think it's a great lotto. I guess I don't. It's a tough one. I wouldn't personally play it, but what do I think? I mean, I think banks are typically bullish. Oh wait, someone's asking because there's earnings tomorrow. Oh, that's right. Thank you, JT. Now I know why you're asking. Sorry, I was like, I don't know. I don't like this lotto. No, this is actually a great lotto. Now that I'm thinking about it, because there is earnings and they come out pre-market, I'm assuming, right? Yes. Yeah, so okay, instead of playing the banks lottos, I would come look at XLF. That's what I would do. And these options are pretty fucking cheap too. Like you can buy like at the money for like 25 cents. Pretty cheap. So XLF, what is XLF, guys? XLF is the financial sector, right? The financial sector of the spider or the S&P 500 ETF. It's just all the banks in one ETF. Okay, all the financial institutions in one. Okay, so If one bank does well, usually there's going to be sympathy. So instead of playing that actual bank and getting caught in the IV crush, you can look to play XLF. Now, if you're bullish on banks, I would just tell you this: you buy as close to the money as you can on the dip. Okay, that's very simple. I don't know where we're going to open. I don't know if this thing jumps pre-market. I don't know if they crater at pre-market. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But all I know is household debt is a ton. Okay, and banks make money off of debt. So will the earnings be good? I don't know. They also just went through the entire pandemic where we printed a fuck ton of money. We put interest rates so fucking low. We were approving loans ever. I have so many news, or I have so many fucking things in my mail about loans, like individual loans. Like if I wanted to take out a 150K loan, I could call a bank and get it. Just for, I don't even have to give them a reason. I mean, I've never gotten so many of these ever until this year. Like ever. Like it's insane. They're giving money away to anyone at a insanely low interest rate. So if they hook you into some debt, you're going to have to pay it back. So they're going to lock those profits in on the books. Now, that's how I think. I'm not saying that they're going to crush earnings. I'm just saying what I've noticed is I've never had a bigger stack of fucking loans. I've never been told so many goddamn times to go buy a used car. Right? Like, I mean, or a credit card. God damn it. I have so many credit cards too. Aside from the personal loans, I have a ton of credit cards. So this will be simple. You'll need to see where you open tomorrow. Okay. How many banks do we know? Guidance will probably go up with banks. Yeah, with rate increases coming. Yeah, I would agree with that too. So guys, with the rate breaks coming, that means you have a higher yield on what they lend money out at. So ultimately, they make more money, right, at a higher rate. Okay, and the rich guys, they're still going to borrow money. So inflation doesn't really hurt the banks for the poor. It's just the truth, because the poor, they're taking out pennies of loans compared to the big boys. So they can lock the big boys in for hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, you guys have to also think about this. The banks also float companies money or a line of credit, right? So for them to keep their doors open. Okay. For them to operate, meaning they'll take a short-term loan from the bank to pay their payroll and then pay it back, right? And then pay it back when they get their revenue on their books, right? There's like accounting methods that are also strategic doing it that way as well. Okay. Let me see. I wonder how many were able to pay payments back on time. We're making some payments back on time, so everything keeps getting pushed back. I don't know what that means. Less profit for earnings in the near term. Possibly. So Melsky says, I wonder how many were able to pay payments back on time, since everything keeps getting pushed back equals less profits for earnings in near term. Possible. Definitely possible. I mean, really anything's possible. Okay. But they have been giving loans to anyone and everyone. Okay. Loans to anyone and everyone. The banks have no risk, guys. You realize that, right? When a bank gives a loan out, that is money created and put into thin air. That is keystrokes on a computer making it becomes an asset. So your debt to the bank becomes an asset on their balance sheet. Okay. It becomes accounts receivable. It means you owe them that money. They're going to receive that payment from you. They don't have a credit. It does not come as a credit. They did not have some cash account where they're like, well, we can only loan out this much. No, that's not how that works. It becomes a credit on your balance sheet. Okay. It becomes a credit on your balance sheet. Money that you owe. Okay. So just remember that. So banks, guys, they almost have a fucking risk-free fucking business model. The only way that they fuck it up like they did in 2018 or in 2008 is when they over leverage themselves. That's it. Realistically, as long as you keep depositing in the bank and you have what are called reserves, and that's the money that they get to loan on the back end, and it's basically collateral for the money that they send out in the actual like dollars. Well, not collateral. They're supposed to keep on reserve and a percentage of reserves. Anyway, I could get into the whole thing. But the point is this, guys. They're gonna make money no matter fucking what. That's why they say making like holding all of your cash in the bank is robbing yourself. It's making the bank richer because the bank is allowed to then give out or lend out more money the more reserves they have, which is our savings accounts that are kept at the bank. Okay. But they don't actually have like a balance sheet on their balance sheet. It's not saying like, oh, okay, well, if we gave out $1 million loan, then we have to credit that from our cash account. We debit it to our whoever is getting the money account. No, that's not how that works. They just create the loan into thin air and it becomes accounts receivable for them. Okay. And they make money on the interest, but if you pay the loan back in entirety, they make 100% profit on all of it. People don't realize that. All right. They don't realize that. Now, so what could happen in the short term? I don't fucking know. Dan is probably going to be all over this tomorrow, guys. JT Gladiator. He is probably going to be overall tomorrow on the banks for good reason. The guy's track record is like 80% on earnings. I would follow him too. Glad you're feeling better, dude, too. He was shut down with the bid for a little bit, but I would look, guys. I would look for JT Gladiator in the chat tomorrow, and if he's playing an earnings call, I'd throw a little lotto in there. These are not expensive at all, even at the money. $25 if you buy one. Okay, $25 if you buy one. All right. Okay, listen. Okay, we'll look at Piton real quick. I also look at these stocks too that had a lot of fun in the pandemic. Look where they're at now. Under the 200-day moving average. I mean, the high was 171 and it's at 31. Okay. If you want to know my opinion on Piton, it's probably a $10 stock. Probably. Honestly. What's the other one? It went to 221 and it's at 58. Went to 221 and it's at 58. Crazy, right? You guys are seeing all of these stocks are just getting beat to shit, but our indices are at an all-time high. What does that mean? That means if these stocks start falling, we're in trouble. The Nvidias, the Apple, okay? Apple's probably going to come back down. It's probably going to come back down to like 150, probably, if we get a big sell-off. That's if. That's all I'm saying long term. If we get a sell-off, if the rate raise and the reaction and all that, if we actually have 4 rate hikes, which, guys, you realize the next FOMC meeting is January 26th. If they confirm 4 rate hikes, oh my God. In this year, we're going down. Kelly says Apple head and shoulder. Excuse me. Yeah, more double toppy. I mean, technically, but it's like, I would just say more double top. Really. I think SPY is a better head and shoulders to look at for sure. But I mean, technically you can, because it is higher, right? It's a few points higher. What, 183 from 182? I mean, technically, yeah. But I would probably look at it as a double top. Okay, but the neckline is very like close to each other too. So yeah, I mean, listen, if this curls down, probably. But you guys are noticing this. These are all, yeah, SPY double top on weekly. Yeah, we'll go to SPY. I mean, that's the main thing we're going to play tomorrow. What would you say, the weekly? I would say this is definitely more of a head and shoulders, like just by definition, right? Because this is still like, 8 points higher. So you have this shoulder, head, shoulder. And it says the weekly. Yeah, definitely double top. Okay. Huge bearish engulfing, right? So if you have a huge engulfing to have continuation down, do we close? I mean, guys, the picture perfect storm is we close this red candle at 456. Yeah, no problem, Kelly. Just thanks for explaining. So if we close this at 456, I mean, people will freak out. Holy moly. I mean, we're going to make a killing tomorrow if that happens. We'll make a killing. Okay. Excuse me. But with that being said, guys, listen, all of this easily not matter in the morning. All of it. All of it could easily not matter in the morning. We could gap down 40 points futures. We could. We really could. We could open up at like 46.20, 46.10. We could. We could also gap up. We could stay flat. Anything could happen. We have no idea. So we need to make sure everyone gets up bright and early. Okay. We get up bright and early. We check our levels. We see what the fuck was going on. Was there news? Okay. And then we assess from there. We look at the levels that we had for today. We look at the levels that we closed at. And then we see what are we going to do for tomorrow. You would basically think if we open up underneath 46.50 on the ES, S&P futures, if we open up underneath, okay, 46.50, right? If we open up, let's say we open up down here, you would think there's probably going to be a pop at open and then a fade. That's my guess. Okay, that's my guess. But we have no idea what the fuck's going to happen. So tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow? Trell and I will be live trading at the shop. So we're going to try our best to get there as early as possible to set up, to start talking to you guys in the pre-market, to start looking at levels, to start trying to get our plan and our brainstorming together as far as what we're going to be doing for the day and for you guys. We're going to do it different. We are not going to be recording it tomorrow. And here's why we're not going to be recording it. Well, for one, for us to have the brokerage account running, to have Zoom running, to have our mics running, to then record, to have Discord running, to have all this stuff running at the same time will definitely slow the performance of your computer down. Okay. And for you guys to have your brokerage open, Discord open, Zoom running, it's the same thing. So we're going to do this. We're going to do it on, okay, the Discord. So I'll just show you for those of you that don't know, just so you can find it, because there's people in the morning that don't know where it is. It is, I don't even know where it is. Where the fuck is it? Oh, right here. VIP Wealth Talk. Okay, you click it and it gets you in. And we're able to share our screen. Okay, right there. You guys see that? So we will be able to do that. Wait, we can't hear you. Oh, okay, that's fine. I don't care. So that's where we're going to do it tomorrow. Right there. Okay. VIP Wealth Talk. Okay, we'll be sharing. We're going to probably do it on Trell's computer because he's got the new M1 chip, so it'll probably be best. And then he trades from like an iPad and stuff. So we'll make it work. Okay, and we'll hopefully be since he's on his laptop, we'll be able to have him hook in to his AirPods in, so you guys can hear him nice and well. I'm thinking that'll be able to solve that issue. Damo says, I will change my smoke detector battery tonight. Yes, so those of you guys that don't know, that are a little bit newer, Damo has been with us for a long time. I think he was in here before. I even really came in as well. But ever since I've been in, and Damo and I have been on live together, this motherfucker has had a fire alarm that has been, the battery's been out, and it has been clicking forever. Like for fucking ever. I don't, Jesus. Okay. I mean, he logged on today for those of you that were on early, and the first thing you could hear it. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it, Damo. It's been like a year almost. All right. I just give Damo love. Love the guy. But he's our grizzly bear. So it makes sense that he came back in today of all days, because he probably, his hairs on the back of his neck started standing up and said, I feel some downside coming. Oh, let me go check to see what they're doing in there. And little did we know we were down what, like 60 fucking handles today or whatever. Put City, baby. That's right. Put City. So guys, other than that, listen, if you had a bad day today, you lost money, if you didn't execute, if you broke your rules, stand back and say, what the fuck happened? Write it down. Okay. And then write your rule underneath that would combat you from doing that again. And then stick the motherfucker right on your computer. So you cannot miss it. Okay. You cannot miss it. because we gave the plan to a T today. To a T. And people still fucked it up. And why they fucked it up is because they didn't have their own plan in place. If you think that somebody else's plan for you can be your plan, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is still just as unprepared. That's like going into a test and being like, well, I'm not going to study because the kid next to me is super smart. So I'm going to cheat off of him and I'll still get my A. Right? That's what you're saying. You're putting all of your fucking eggs in this basket that this kid is, one, going to show up, and two, going to do well on the test. It's completely out of your control. Your own work. We give you guys the tools to learn how to fish, to know what to look for, to understand the Fed's talking this week, Powell's on, Biden's speaking. What does that mean? What could happen? Okay. Until you start formulating and understanding the bigger picture of things and how to do that, you will still struggle. Okay. You have to be able to prepare. Now, it's okay to be like, look, I'm looking at this. This is a level I got. You guys have support here. I think we could have a bounce here. Yada. Not, what are we looking at, guys? What are you guys buying into? What's the play today? If you come in and say, what's the play today? I'm like, the play is to have your ass sitting out. That's it. That's like the coach subbing you in the last fucking, in the last play of the game of football, and you're the kid off the bench, and you got to give the play to the players in the huddle on the field, and the whole team everybody knows what play you're running, but he subs you in, out there, and you blank. Got to be prepared. Always be prepared. All right. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, I watched a lot of people in the chat today and yesterday get lost in the sauce, get lost in the chop, and overtrade and ask the wrong questions. Now, it's not everybody, but there's some people, and I'm not calling them out, okay? Because a lot of people do it. It's a very normal thing to get into a room of people that are really smart, that are making great trades, where you think you could just take someone else's trade and be rich. You can grab a couple. Okay, you can grab a couple. But overall, you're never going to be successful in yourself. Okay. Blake says, can we do a Zoom session on creating an effective plan? Yes, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Yeah. Yeah. Over trading, guessing on a bounce without validation. Yeah. JT says, I'll go broke playing everyone else's winners. That too, because you'll be chasing then too. By the time someone calls a play, it's already later than when they got in. You realize that, right? They got in, then had to turn to their Discord, then type in. And we know when we're playing options, guys, those seconds matter. Okay? Those seconds matter. Okay? You guys know, you've seen me. I'll buy something at 1240. Like today, I'm pretty sure I had my limit order in at 1240. And the market maker snagged it. By the time I could even go and type it in and say 1240, it was at 1280. 1290, 13, which isn't a crazy jump, but it's still a $600 jump on one contract. Now, what if you're buying 10 contracts? Okay, think about that. So you guys need to know, it's okay to compare the notes. It's okay to all have the same place, but have your play. You should already know where you're buying now. Are you guys buying here? Question mark. It's like, what's your trade plan tell you? And if you say, I don't know, then if you have no trade plan, then you don't trade. If you have no setup, then no trade. Okay. I cannot stress that enough. I like the idea of setting up a watch list. I forgot who said that above. We can definitely do that this week. Just go in depth. Maybe we'll do it after the market one of these nights, and just prepare for the following day. But it's basically going to be what we just did right now. Look at the levels, right? Like I did this morning. I basically went and said, okay, so what happened yesterday? Where are we yesterday? I'm like, what happened yesterday? 47.40 and then like 4,700, right? So look at the levels where they respected, right? 47.40, 4,700, 47.40-ish. I mean, up there, couldn't get through, still resistance, 4,700. Right? We knew that those were going to be the levels. We saw the overnight lows never got through, right? 47.02 was the low, never got through the day's low. So we knew that those were going to be big levels. So that's what we did. We watched it go up. It couldn't get through, right? And then we played the downside. Okay, that's it. That's a simple. That's the most simple way to make a trade plan, really. But we will do it more in depth, and we'll do it on a few tickers, right? So we'll put a whole watch list together. But right now, guys, trading is hard because you can't swing everything. That makes trading way more hard. That means if you're a swing trader and not a day trader or not a scalper, it's just like it'd be like Melski playing defense. He's a linebacker, right? He's a linebacker. And they're like, all right, Melski, look, I'm gonna need you to come in at quarterback. He's like, but coach, I'm a fucking linebacker and I'm really good at defense, right? Well, part of the football game is to play quarterback. Like, that's a position. I'd be like, them being like, hey, Shaq, we're gonna need you to dribble the ball at the court. You're gonna play the one, right? You're gonna play the one. Okay. So think about that. There's more than one way to make money, but if you're not comfortable, you don't do it. Yeah, that as well. Okay. So, Melcy, you make a good point. I think people need more planning on exit strategy as much as the entry strategy or the entry strategy. Yeah, once people are in, they lack exit strategy skills. Yep. So, yeah. No, that's good. Good job, Melcy. I like that. So we knew, right? We said okay, so like here's an example of what he's saying. If through 47.40, then calls. Okay, but also if not through, puts, right? Puts. Okay, and then we said what? If through 4,700, you can play puts. But if it's not through, and you know that's going to be support, then that's when you sell. Okay, that's when you sell. You buy at support and you sell at resistance, or you buy puts at resistance and you sell them at support. Okay. So I hope that helps. Yeah, also I know because we see so many big ass runners and gains and all that kind of stuff that we want to hold and swing for the fences. We think every trade's going to be life changing. And we're like, well, if I just catch that one trade, or I just go big on this one trade, like I'll be set. Nope. Every time we'll get you clapped. When has it ever worked out for you when you do that? Never. Right? Because if it did, you wouldn't be trading with us. You'd be so well off and so rich. Okay, so think about that. All right. But guys, that is all I got. Thanks for sticking with me while I screamed at you guys for like an hour. It's been fun. That's the watch list for today. Nothing crazy though. We'll have to see the levels in the morning. We are going to be live trading, so look out for Trell and I. We are. Okay. Blake said you said if it didn't get through 47.40 that you would buy puts, but what confirms that it didn't get through that? What do you mean? What confirms that it didn't get through that? I mean, that confirms it didn't get through, right? It didn't get through that level. Are you asking something I'm not understanding, Blake? You said if it doesn't get through 47.40, then I guess more so when you're live trading, that you get puts. But what confirms it didn't get through that? Well, yeah, it doesn't get through. Well, yeah, what I mean is if it doesn't get through, the stock does not trade above that level. Yeah, that like what point do you know it's not going to go through that? Yeah, get through and hold. When you see long wicks, like you see these long wicks too, these help to see that there's a ton of selling pressure. Okay, but guys, also, what do I know that like it's not going to get through? Well, one, I usually like to watch the 15 because watching the 5-minute, it does look like things are going to get through at certain points, right? It does make it look like things will get through, right? Like, look at all this strength. You're like, oh, and then no. But you guys have to realize we're also watching other stocks. We're watching other stocks. We're watching Apple. We're watching Microsoft. If you're playing the SPY, you better have Apple and Microsoft on your on another screen where you can see their chart. And why? Because the most heavily weighted stocks on the S&P are Apple and Microsoft. So do you think that those have correlation? Of course. I knew we were going to go down when I saw Apple starting to fail. Okay. It was Microsoft took a fucking shit out of the get-go. Okay. And Apple kind of held. And I'm going, this is interesting. So that's why I said if Apple decides to crater, the whole market's going to go down. SPY and Apple almost look identical, JT says. Yes. So you'll know too by seeing. I saw Amazon pop up and then it had a huge red candle down. So you have to see what are they doing to all the what are the stocks? Because you guys realize the S&P 500, it mirrors the activity, okay, of that index, or sorry, of that ETF. Okay. Yes. So basically, it's a performance indicator. It's a performance indicator. SPY is a performance indicator of the stocks within it. So you better be watching the main weighted stocks of that ETF, right? That just makes sense. Okay. And I forget we have new people in here. So we've explained this a lot in the past. And there are people that haven't caught it, right? So I'm sorry if it's coming off aggressive, but you should be watching, just like if you're playing the Qs, the QQQs. You should go look, what are the most weighted stocks on the Qs? I'm pretty sure Apple and Microsoft are still some of the big ones on there too. And I know Google is as well. But a lot of those are all the same. Like the top ones are like FANG. Basically, you should be watching FANG for sure. I watch FANG and then I watch NVIDIA and AMD as well. And Tesla. Those are like the 8 I watch all the time because they're usually going to drive the market. Okay. So make sure you're looking at the stocks that make up the ETF you're playing. But also, you can know if you're going to play those, like if I'm going to play, I'm not going to play Amazon puts if Google's up 60 points. It just doesn't make sense, right? So you'll get to know the correlations of how these stocks are related too. Okay, it will definitely help. Okay, and we'll explain it more as we keep on going. But these are all good questions. How do I look up calls and put flow for tomorrow on SPY? How do I look up calls and put flow for tomorrow on SPY? Like through like unusual whales, maybe? Kelly, maybe add a little more to that. How do I look up calls? I mean, you can always keep open your you can open up the premium in here and see you literally can get a time and statistic like of all, like, so right here, the option times and sales, this is every single option. Yes, premium screen. Okay, well, if you want, you can do it in your broker. I mean, this is every single option that gets traded for the entire day. It's in here on the time and sales. It has to be logged somewhere. So this, I could scroll down. This is every single one of just SPY that was traded. So what you could do is you could filter it, what a lot of people do. They do by the series, and they come up here to January 14th, and they look, I just want to see anything, anyone that buys anything on this weekly. I want to see what it is. Okay. I want to see what it is. So they come in here and they watch it. But you can do it on unusual whales. Now, I don't personally use unusual whales that much. I look at it, but I don't look at it that much. It's now part of my strategy to the fullest, but I do take a peek. So maybe there's someone else that can give us a better rundown of unusual whales, how to look at it. I know JT Gladiator either uses Tradelytics or something else. Fuck, I don't know which. Use Tradelytics, yeah. So Tradelytics has like the algo stuff, I'm pretty sure, and he also has like the sweeps. He can see what's buy and call on the put side. He'll post those sometimes, which are helpful intraday. But it's good. Ask me for anything y'all need. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, Dan's team player, total team player, guys. He's been great. So he'll, you guys ask him any question, he'll post a screenshot of anything you're looking for. I know Dylan does the same with the trade looks. He does look at the algo score. He usually posts them late at night on the plays that he's looking at. He'll answer anything. If anyone, basically, guys, if anyone has anything, I know Topher's another good one. Topher's been, they'll post a lot. About 6K February puts this morning up 30% close. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah, guys, everyone's here to help. So don't be afraid to ask questions. These are all great questions that you guys all asked. We'll definitely look into create more of like creating a watch list. Maybe we'll record it, put it on the YouTube so you guys can see it. We have creating a watch list. I have made one, but just like how to actually set up your broker to make one, not like actually going and looking at the day's data. Another one I like is using ChatterQuant and seeing what is everyone talking about in the morning. What are all the heavily watched stocks in the morning? What's everybody talking about? They're usually going to go put volume on it, whether they're buying or selling it. Okay, interesting. Just something to think about. All right, other than that, guys, I look forward to tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting, a lot of fun. It's going to be Trell and I, and we're hopefully going to come to you guys live and call out some bangers, man. Okay, so I'm looking to have fun. Kevin says, appreciate your knowledge on all this. Thanks for the ass chewing, Dad. You have no idea how much I needed that. Love you. See you tomorrow. Love you too, brother. Hey, we all need it. Okay. I love you guys. So I'm always going to be very, very, very blunt and straightforward because this is ultimately your fucking money. And don't play around with your money. You guys worked hard to get this money. So don't half-ass anything and put it somewhere just because you think you can make a quick buck. You notice that that's usually not how it works out. Okay. Part of risk management is capital conservation. Think about that. Congress subpoenaed Google, Twitter, Reddit. Yeah, I saw that. They always do that. They always do some sort of fucking thing with all the big fucking social media companies. They always try to sue them. But we'll see how that happens. If they sell it, it will just be added fuel to the fire. We'll see. Other than that, guys, I'm out of here. I'll get this posted ASAP. We'll see you guys live in the morning. Have a great rest of your night. Peace.